Okay, so this is update on the manual gearbox recommended for Peugeot vehicles. That is 70. Is it MTF 75w-80? I think MTF something. I'm going to put the name on the as the title, the model of the oil. But I know it's 75w-80, which is recommended, and what I saw on their website that is semi synthetic. However, on the container is written synthetic. Anyway, semi-synthetic, vehicle is same thing. It's only when it's fully synthetic, okay, it's completely different from semi-synthetic. So, I can say I've done probably close to 500 kilometers now, or not yet, since I put it. Yeah, I know I've done over 200 kilometers. So the result now, for now, there's a big improvement. Before I did this, when I first mounted the 6-speed manual transmission on this my very D9 or 406 V6. So when I mounted the 6-speed, I put that 85w-90 mineral oil, which I believe is mineral. I could tell it was noisy. The gearbox was noisy. In fact, at that time, I even assumed, because the gear ratios are shorter, so it will make the gearbox scream more. Because I was comparing it to when the car had that ML5T, that's a 5-speed manual transmission, which was the stock one I removed. I was comparing it. At that time, you can barely hear the sound of the gearbox. You could barely hear the sound. So when I put the 6-speed, it became I could tell the gearbox was screaming most times once the RPM started going higher, compared to that of the 5-speed. But I forgot that the 5-speed had that recommended oil, which was total 75w-80. I think it was gear 8 that I put. That's improved 75w-80. The total gear 8 75w-80. Probably the BV 75w-80. I've forgotten which one. So, which was the reason why, or what? Yeah, I believe was the reason why the gearbox was basically noiseless, because that's how good that oil is. So I was comparing it with the synthetic, the thicker 85w-90. So when I switched to this oil, which is the Mannol 75w-80, it was still not that hard, no, that soft to shift initially, because I've run 85w-90 in it for, who knows, maybe 200 kilometers. So it kind of has made the shifting hard. So oil have circulated so many places. So when I did the switch, of course, it won't be everything that doing that. So I was expecting that it may take a while before the gearbox will start reacting to the newly introduced synthetic oil. So now I've started seeing the change. Number one is that noise is gone. Now, in fact, this morning on my way to work, I was like, okay, let me even test to see. I held onto the RPM, I think it was on gear 2 or gear 3, held it on, pushed beyond 3,000 to 4,000, going beyond, I could barely hear this gearbox screaming. Of course, I know you get a point, it will scream, but normally, gearbox manual, that's if it was when he had that 85w-90, woof, even at 2000 I will start hearing the scream. So it started, now the gearbox now behaved just like when he had that 75. Now when the 5-speed was in the vehicle, yes, that's the update now. It's no longer as loud or noisy as it was with the 85w-90. So that's a good plus on the Mannol 75w-80 that is available in Nigeria. Now the second part of the update is the shifting has actually improved. Before, like I said, when I put it, when it was still less than 100 kilometers, it was still that hard to shift. I was feeling it, you know. A cold start, ah man, you have to shift it. But now it started to ease up. Started easing it. It's as if before, even some of the 85w-90, we are still stuck into the shifting mechanism in the gearbox. So now that probably it has mixed up, so it has easing up much better than it was. So I don't know if I can be able to show you guys. You know, so now it's much, before it's a little bit harder to shift, you know. So it's now softer, even when, like I said, when it's cold compared to before. So let's just say on average, I've done maybe about 500 kilometers since I put this oil. Maybe not up to that, because there was an interval. I used it for maybe like 100 or 200, parked the vehicle for weeks actually before I went back I started using the car again. So it was, to be honest, it was actually when I now, after like 200 kilometers, parked it. After some weeks, maybe 3 weeks or so, went back and started using the car again. I don't notice it, so it was as if that that long pack kind of easing up made the oil to even start doing the work actually. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't immediately that when I started using it, but you know, this kind of thing. After a while, I started observing, oh, it's no longer as noisy as I used to, so I wouldn't know when exactly those two changes happened. But I know it happened, it didn't happen before I parked the car. That's my point. So, for now, I think there's enough reason for me to actually encourage people to buy the oil. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think I can say I wouldn't mind if the money is not the issue to buy more. Remember, I have 3 more with this gearbox. So 2 more with this gearbox, and those 2 are running that 85w-90. So it might be ideal. You know, I didn't want to go ahead to make the purchase until I confirm, so that if the oil is not as good as expected or advertised, so if it's going to damage the gearbox, let it be only one rather than end up damaging more than one. So I think so far, with the way it is, I think, yeah, I might end up, let's see how it be. You know, it's not that cheap a sale like that, but like I said, yeah, my point is, if I can afford it, I will buy for those 2 now. But I will continue to use this one and observe, you know. So I think you should try it. Trust me, I think you should try it. But like I said, don't expect that change immediately when you put it. I understand, because it's not that cheap. It's actually cheap compared to the current one. No, compared to the 85w-90 price, total one. It's almost 20,000 naira for 4 liters. While this one, I got it, how much? Was it 37,000 or so? Can't remember. But of course, it depends on where you stay. Then the shipping cost will be factored in. So approximately, it's a difference of about 15,000 naira or 17,000 naira or so. So let's assume you stay in Lagos. Then you are basically going to buy it. You won't need to add much on the shipping cost, you know. So, but depend on where you stay, from where the distributor is anyway. So you might end up spending almost the same amount of those of us in Abuja that is ordering this Mannol ATF from the person. So actually, maybe one day I will see a distributor of it here in Abuja and that sells it, so to reduce that cost. But then they will still add the cost of, say, shipping it from Lagos to Abuja to sell here. Anyway, So that's my point. So I know some people will be expecting update on this manual gearbox oil. So it's good. Remember, I mean, recall the day I was pouring it in, the difference was there compared to the 85W-90. That one was much thicker. This one was much lighter. Though I would say the total one, the total 75W-80 appears almost lighter, or the lightest. Okay, I would say that one, the total one was like the lightest compared to these three. Then the Mannol's 75W-80 was like, lighter. It's following the total one. Then the 85W-90 was like the third one. So this 85W-90 I've been using it for years. It hasn't damaged any of my gearbox. But I can tell you, I use the word authoritatively, but I will tell you, as a user, I can beat my chest and tell you it will make your gearbox noisy. There's nothing you can tell me that will take that fact. How many gearbox? In fact, currently I have it on 4 of my cars now. That is an 85W-90 total or modern gearbox oil, which is Transtech 4. I have it on my 4 cars, my 2505, my V6 coupe, and my Z9 V6. So I have it on those 4 cars. But the only thing with the 505, those kind of cars, what do you expect? It doesn't matter what oil you put there, the gearbox will always be much noisier than the modern ones. So that's why I don't really consider those two. But at least I know my Z9 and my 407, yeah, they are still noisy, the gearbox. So I believe if I put this kind of 75W-80 oil, either the total on or this one, the noise will at some point will start coming down. I don't have any problem with manual gearbox making noise, but at least let the noise be commensurate to the performance. It's not when you are low RPM, the gearbox will start shouting. So oil usually the cause of that, because if it's too thick, it will be causing friction inside the gearbox. So these modern gearboxes, they are not actually designed to make those kind of noise. So that's the truth. So yeah, I'll give it a big plus so far. So 500-kilometer test or use of this oil, yes, I'm happy, or I'm enjoying the oil so far. So maybe we'll see. Maybe after another 1,000 kilometers, I'll do another update on that. Who knows? We'll see. But if eventually something bad happens as a result of the oil, I will also let you guys know. Like I said, I'm just testing the oil. This is like a guinea pig for me, for the oil. I don't know any other person. Though if you go online, you read review on that. Some people, not necessarily they say they use the oil, but they have some comments on Mannol products, Mannol, So that's the update on this one. So I'll update you guys as time goes on. If you want the contact, just go to my YouTube. You will find the video I did concerning the oil when I put the oil. So you find the number, the dealer's number in Lagos. If you're interested, you can buy from him. Or if I have time, I will look for that video, link it to this video description, so that you can also contact go to that video, watch it, so that to know whether you are interested in the oil or not, and make your own purchase or order yours. Hopefully the oil will be available, or maybe it will be cheaper now. I don't remember the exact amount I bought it, but I think it was that something thousand. Just contact the person. Maybe the price has come down, maybe it has gone up, who knows. But if I have the resources, I'll get more. If you want, maybe you can also buy for me, who knows. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, my bank account detail is there, Opay account. You can send it there, send me WhatsApp, say, hey, I'm buying 1 gallon of this manual oil for you, for all the good work you've been doing so far. Why wouldn't I? I will even do a separate video and appreciate you for that. Even though if you don't want me to mention your name, I won't mention your name, but I will still point it out. So yeah, I will appreciate such thing, because I always have a lot of, in fact, right now I still have projects, cars, projects I am yet to conclude on my cars. So, so I don't just, it's one after the other. Alright, so like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you appreciate my videos, I will see you in the next one.